Resolute Exposure is a social media platform. Almost all content on Resolute Exposure is created by citizen journalists. I share content created by citizen journalists who I believe to be the best at finding facts buried deep into the abyss, or outlets who I believe to be best for verifiable information. We have to operate within their system, and we only have the information that they allow us to have. These citizen journalists who nerd out on fact-finding missions and then add their opinion to better inform me to make the best choice for me in this war of narratives is Resolute. This information war is a battle for your mind and ultimately compliance. While mainstream media dismisses social platforms as mere echo chambers for fake news, independent spaces like this prove that shared content and live dialogue actually foster deeper critical thinking. So, I am excited to share the content in hopes you'll turn off mainstream media, who I believe is just a version of entertainment. So again, welcome to Resolute Exposure.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last good night while I
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Psywar.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldier, and at the same time
is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and sympathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
Gripping at my skin, the walls of night close in.
But the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
As I wait to say my last goodbye.
These are the Psy-War soldiers.
All right, guys. Welcome to Caught Up episode 145 on Thursday. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Cool now. Pretty hot day today. So.
Nice. I was inside most of the day, so I didn't have to too much worry about the heat, I guess.
Well, you work for UTU. I do real work, so I'm out there in the field.
Jeez.
Hey, how'd Tuesday go? What was
Yeah. Tuesday was good.
We missed you, brother. We missed you.
Look, I volunteer I'm supposed to volunteer for the Humane Society on Mondays. Well, I got caught up this week. I had to do my chores there on Tuesday, which was fine. I stayed up late watching movies the night before. So anyway, long story short, I get up at like noon, the hottest part of the day. And I get over there and they're like, whoa, well, we got like 4 hours of work for you to do in the direct sun. And I'm like, that's okay. I can do it. You know, I volunteer. I'm out here. And apparently when you're almost 50, your body isn't the same as when you're 20. And apparently being used to being in the air conditioning and then going from an air-conditioned car to an air-conditioned restaurant isn't the same as working in direct sunlight for 4 hours.
No.
And
I got a bald head too. So
I got sick. I passed out in the car and everything. It was like,
you did ask about the thing, and the event was good. Probably, I don't know, 20, 25, 26 people there total altogether. We took some pictures. I thought about doing it live. I know I said I'd probably do some of it live, but
you should have live streamed it.
Well, the longer we were hanging out there, it was just.
Well, I mean, you could have just set a laptop camera up and just and introed it. Hey, we're gonna be live, and then just did your thing, and because a lot of people would tune in just to, well, I want to see it. Oh, there's a few people. I know that guy. I think I'm gonna go on down there. We need to plan one and do one again and have it set up to where
it's live.
Yeah.
So, and I think Robert probably has some of the equipment to make that happen, because what I didn't want to do is get stuck next to the laptop trying to read the chat and all that shit like that and carry on what was going on too. And there were some people there that they got their picture taken, but they didn't want it posted anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, but it was awesome, dude. It was at Maryville Billiards. Farrah and her husband, Matt, they did a fantastic job. They gave us the table in the corner that had a long couch-like bench with two tables on either side of it, and then all their trophies there in the backdrop. So,
what'd you eat?
Cool.
What'd you eat?
Pizza. We had, I think, 6 different types of pizza.
Who provided? Where was the pizza from?
So, Maryville Billiards has their own food, pizza, and other snacks and stuff like that, plus and arrangements of drinks and all kinds of alcoholic beverages. They didn't have liquor though, did they, Scrappy?
No.
So y'all drank beer?
No heavy.
Yes.
Beer. Wow. Yeah, and I was stuck drinking the damn transvestite light.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. You know what I didn't play tonight? Because people don't always like the damn how long it takes to intro. I always thought I might start doing this. I may, since the show starts at 7:45, start the intros at 7:40, so that by the time 7:45 comes, you're just catching the very end of it, Yeah. But we didn't play the disclaimer, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. It's me, Scrappy, and Heath on here. Don't believe a fucking word.
Nope. Find out for your damn self. Don't listen to us.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah. If you get your feelings hurt, get bigger feelings.
Yeah, if you have the feelings hurt, wah.
Or just look something up. Prove me a bullshit.
That's all I can say.
No doubt. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it was really nice for a first time just throwing something together like that real quick. I say real quick. We've talked about it for a while, but a month prior to, putting it together like that. Farrah and her husband were nice enough because this is a podcast. Not everybody likes it. There is some backlash out there, not much. There's way more positive with the two podcasts caught up in Blount County Breakdown than there is negative. I'll say that, but you just never know. Somebody has a bad day, wants to walk in there and try to take it out verbally or something like that. And the last thing I wanted to do is create issues. But man, it was a fantastic
They don't want to play
time.
that game.
Yeah.
They won't play that game. We shut them down quick.
Yeah, that's true. And then it was my old man's birthday was a few days prior to that. And so we surprised him with I surprised him, me and my girlfriend, with a cake. And I gave him
some Tennessee tea.
Some Tennessee tea. I gave him the prototype Resolute Exposure sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? And then we all sang happy birthday to him. And it really caught him off guard, which was kind of funny because he's not so easily caught off guard sometimes.
Well, he was probably there thinking that he's supporting you, obviously.
Well, it's funny.
And then all of a sudden, you
he come out to see me.
Yeah.
That's what he come out to see me. So I come out
for sure as did. So what's funny is I told the story that, all the way back to like 14, 15 years old, he would, with all our friends around, he would just completely talk about the conspiracy theories, all the stuff that was going on, just everything he was listening to, and before podcasts, and when you actually had to physically go research stuff, but he didn't research it. He just listens to it, and it would drive us nuts, man. We were like, okay, you get 10 minutes to talk about your shit and you got to shut up because you drive a party crazy, and it just went on for years. We
got to talk about George Norrie and Coast to Coast.
Yeah, all that, and so
all them old school shows, and my kids grew up the same way. They grew up with it. This bullshit. Don't listen to it. They're damn lying. This is what's really going on.
I had a buddy here locally, and this was 30 years ago, and we happened to be in his barn trying to acquire some flowers to smoke on, and there was these old timers that would be in there, and they would have this shortwave radio, and it would be playing, like they would be saying stuff like "F the government," and it was like, oh, what are you listening to? They just said the F word on the radio, and all these old timers would laugh at us, and we're like, man, this is just what are you listening to? And it was conspiracy, like it was before Alex Jones. And then the next thing, when I got to be, and I would talk about all this stuff, and people thought I was crazy. A few years later, I met a man. He's a good friend of mine to this day, Wayne Bailey. And anyway, he ran for governor, believe it or not. And there was 5 people in the year that he ran for governor. He spent $0. That's like $1 million race. He spent $0. He didn't win. But he got like 20, you'd have to look it up. I think he got like 27,000 votes. And Wayne is like, a big conspiracy nut. And I go into his house, and, years later, and now he's got Alex Jones, and I got this Burpee $1,000 water filter.
My dad's got it.
I take these iodine drops every day, and I'm like,
I've got it too.
It's like one of my stock.
My Alexa Pure is people like, you need water? Nope, got mine in the truck.
Yep.
So anyway, back to it. Like Kim says, Dan would get going and everybody would scatter, and he'd be the only one sitting in there talking and all. But so when I was saying, 40 years later, I create this podcast, and I'm talking about the shit that he was talking about a long time ago that actually, a lot of it came true. And but in the beginning, he didn't want anything to do with this pod. He didn't support it because I don't like Alex Jones. So therefore I was sort of the enemy, but he has slowly but surely started watching some of the stuff. And so, we caught him off guard, but anyway, it was a good time. We missed you, man. You got asked about. So, and the same with Matt. Matt showed up later because he forgot about it. So
Snow?
Matt Snow did. Yeah. Woody showed up and he had his Sheriff Barong t-shirt on. I asked Farrah if she would tell him he had to leave. You know what I mean? So, but it was,
your shirt. Yeah.
Truly, it was a good time, and even Ed and Kim's been there since the beginning with us, and when I say us, my family, you know what I mean? And they know old man for the last 40 years, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. So it was a good deal. But
we had Woody walk in with a Brown t-shirt on.
That's what I said. was kind of funny. So, CJ, you didn't miss anything. We're just doing a recap about the Tuesday meet and greet and how well it went, and we're going to do another one. So maybe we can get 35 people this time. You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying?
You might have to apply for one of them permits or something.
Oh, see, we're going to talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Apply for a permit. Ain't
Yeah.
that some shit?
Yeah, you're not allowed to congregate for the purpose of a peaceful assembly is just wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you're a bunch of fags want to get out there and dance around in your underwear and show your
it's
junk
exactly.
off to kids, it's
So-
okay. We ain't gonna bring it up even into the.
And even AI says that the right to peacefully assemble
I know.
is one of the is the core foundational framework on which the Declaration of Independence was written in the first damn place.
So a little bit of civics, huh? A little bit of civics, right?
Based on the fact that 2 people were murdered in a peaceful assembly in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, we're
1774.
We're going to talk about that on Tuesday because I got those. I'm going into Maryville's commission meetings too, and I'm going to whip out some crap on them too. I mean, it's Blount County; they all exist, and here's the messed up thing. I've been talking about. They do these things. They all act like they're not friends with each other, and they're all friends with each other. You know what I'm saying? So,
kind of like pro wrestling.
Collectively, we got these group of commissioners, or we'll just say governing body between the 3 governing cities, or the 2 cities in the county, and they're all on the same damn page while they're out there hollering. They're not on that damn page. So, and it's just more of the same instead of more Maryville. But anyway, by the way, let's talk a little bit about the flock camera things. You guys go right on. I'll let you two just go at it, man.
Foremost, okay, right now, today, the divide and conquer is the number one thing that they use against us. Everything is so divisive. You got to be, if you're a gay guy, you're against the straight guy. If you're a white guy, you're against the black guy. If you're a Christian guy, you're against the Jew guy. If you're a Republican, you're against the Democrat. And unfortunately, they use that tactic because it works. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. They're doing the same thing now with the flock cameras. Well, we're hearing about all them damn flock cameras so that we'll be against the flock cameras. And while we're against the flock cameras, the other company, them Axum cameras, are going to take over. And if we're against the Axum cameras, it's because we're supporting the flock cameras. And it's the same thing. It's that divide and conquer thing.
Okay, hang on. So, Scrappy, do you know much about the flock cameras?
Oh yeah.
So what are they? Are there differences in them, or and then hang on one thing. Hang on before you get started. Okay. Heather, I think her name is Heather. I forget her last name. She's supposed to come on Tuesday. She's a big thing. She spoke in the meeting about it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say her last name because I don't want to mess it up.
It started.
And she'll be on Tuesday. So
it started initially. It was solely license plate tracking. Then once we learned that you could take the
actually it started out as being traffic cameras.
That's what I'm saying. But the way it traffic
for catching you running red light cameras.
But the way that I'm just referring to the technology. The way that it did it was the license plate.
And then it evolved into the license plate camera.
But what they've done is you can take.
And then now they are doing extreme detail.
You can take the same camera, like my phone camera, for instance, smartphone, right? Yeah. I can take this same camera. I can do a panoramic photo. I can do a panoramic video. I can do a still image. I can do a black and white still image. I can put a little Amazon zoom lens on it, and I can further zoom in. If I don't put a little lens, I can take this same technology, and I can do a lot with it. I'm an idiot, though. I'm just poor white trash. If I take this same camera that already exists on this phone, and I hook it up to the AI today, the AI can do more with this existing camera than I can. The AI a month from now, because it's smarter, it can do more further still. So once we connected it to the AI, we found that we could do a lot more with that same technological architecture than, I mean, now it can even read your emotional state.
I got my first computer in '93, back when Windows first come out, because I hated DOS. They tried to teach us DOS in high school. I just could not get the mindset of typing everything out. Excel, CACD, dot. Windows come out, bam, mouse control, click, pop, click, pop, click, pop. So I went through all that. I watched, was part of, the electronic communication, with starting out with websites and group pages, and then it evolved from group pages into what was that? MySpace into Facebook. Being able to dial up internet, the old dial
Are you trying to tell us how old you are?
Exactly. I don't care. I turned 60 in June. Okay, so hey, I'm an old dude. But I've watched and been a part of. I mean, I knew I was involved with Napster and Livewire, downloading music where it would take started out being 20 minutes to download the song.
How's that got to do with the flock cameras?
The intelligence of computers has evolved and will continue to evolve.
The technology doesn't have to evolve.
The technology will always evolve. Technology is going to evolve continuously. They're always going to get bigger, better, faster, no matter what we do. It's how we use it, and then we have to learn that it's a whole different technology. It's not the phone anymore. It's not.
Okay, so the flock cameras, because he was just trying to show the example of,
and right now
what a phone can do.
I can take this same phone right now, and if anybody's wondering, you should be using a graphene operating system on a Pixel phone. I ain't gonna explain that. Anyway, if you've got your phone set up right, you can go by any camera, whether it's by Axum, whether it's by Flock, and just there's a lot of open source software that you can get on there and scan for what all it's doing. It's not just taking a photo. It's not just taking a video.
No.
It's creating an enhanced packet of metadata that is all part of your digital profile. You wonder, like, you go to Walmart, you go to Kroger's, and you use that shopping cart, right? Well, guess what else happens when you go to the Walmart? Their facial recognition software is set up to start scanning your face 100 yards prior to you entering their parking lot.
I'm
you
sure.
You can look that up. The AI is taking those pieces of different packets from the flock camera, from your Bluetooth in your car, from your wireless Wi-Fi router in your house. It's like right now, I can see how many people are in my living room without any cameras, off just the Wi-Fi signal. That's all it requires. Okay. Now it takes that packet and it makes a profile, right? An electronic profile.
Yep.
And then that's it. Okay. Now then people. Let's say I'm a crooked cop and I pulled over a woman at noon today. I didn't write her a ticket because, damn, she was hot. I need to know what her habits are. Where all does she go? Now, I can access that same information. Now, I can get a hold of another third party and I can say, well, I've been profiling such and such woman. Get Daisy out of here. We get Daisy up. I can get a hold of another third party person, and I can take that same data and I can say, I need this woman to appear here. If she's ever been in the vicinity of Walmart in the last 5 fucking years, to make her appear as though she was at Walmart at 3:45 p.m. this evening is real easy. And because there's no oversight, because all of this is so new, you see where I'm going with this.
It's almost Minority Report like.
And
you know
then
what I mean?
then I can approach that female, and I'm like, look here, now I'm a law enforcement officer, and I've already I've got your name, your address, everything about you, and I also happen to know that you were over here by Walmart at 3 something o'clock, and this happened, you know, and and everyone has access to the stuff. It's not just cops. So you say, and the reason I point that out is you might say, well, cops, you're just hating on cops. Okay, all cops are good.
You are.
All cops are great.
You are.
But what about the poor white trash idiots like me that ain't got nothing to do because we're high out of our gourd and we spent 20 hours today on YouTube and 20 hours on the dark web, and we know how to use open source software and manipulate that raw data that flock camera tracked. You can do a lot. And another thing, all the kids that come up missing. Why aren't we hearing about all the massive arrest of these pedophiles and all these kids being returned to their home? I mean, they already have. You can't go nowhere without already being tracked and surveilled 1 million times.
It's a good question. So hang
what's
on.
that data being used for?
Hang on. So it says how the networks function, which is basically everything you said. Automated scanning, solar or hardwired powered cameras through photograph vehicle license plates, make, model, color, distinguishing features, and passing traffic. Cloud infrastructure. Reads are uploaded to a flock safety cloud system where data is cross-referenced against national and state law enforcement databases, such as the NCIC for stolen vehicles, missing persons, Amber Alerts, or active felony warrants. And interagency participating law enforcement agencies can opt to share read data across multiple county boundaries on top of everything that Heath already said. So what do you say, Scrappy?
That, we have constitutional rights. We got 4th and 5th Amendment. We got 6th Amendment. Okay. We also have a state law that states that Bill Haslam, about the only big good thing he did was stated that your vehicle is an extension of your home. But by being that, by them looking into my window of my vehicle and seeing me travel down the road, it's the same as peeping Tom. It's an invasion of my privacy. My vehicle is part of my house. They cannot come and they cannot set a drone in my front door or my sliding glass door and take pictures of me. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot it out of the damn sky, like it or not.
Well, hang on.
So
let me stop you for a second. So if it's a flock camera, that's a public camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that I thought you could stand in public and take pictures of public.
You can stand in public, but if
those
I'm
cameras
in my
are not doing that,
home,
right?
They're not. If I'm in my privacy of my house, which my vehicle is an extension of my home by state law, issued by Bill Haslam, signed by Bill Haslam in 90 or in 2000.
It doesn't matter, Scrappy. It don't matter who signed it.
You still have although there is
that is the privacy of my home. So they're taking pictures of me in my vehicle while I'm driving. They're violating my right to privacy at that point. So people are going to have to stand up. It's going to take the people to stand up and say, it ain't happening.
Now,
we're going to sue your asses. We're going to put you in because it's a private corporation. It's not a government corporation that's doing this. It's a private corporation. So we can sue their sorry asses and say, look, you're violating my privacy. I want go to the sheriff's department and say, I want the son of a bitch shut down. I want them arrested. Every bit of information that they have on me, they have to delete because they processed it illegally. And take
Their
me off.
argument,
If
their
they can't
argument
see my
is going to
vehicle, they
be,
need to shut that damn car. They need to shut that damn camera off, because I find my picture on that damn flock camera again, I will definitely own their friggin' company.
their argument is going to be, and has been, that you have no expectation of privacy while in
No,
public.
I
Hey,
have
let me finish,
expectation of
Scrappy,
privacy
Scrappy, let me
in
finish.
my home,
Let me
and
finish.
that's a legal
Hang
law.
on,
Why could it not?
Scrappy.
They can
Scrappy,
do what
hang
they
on,
want.
hang
Let me
on,
finish.
hang on,
Let me
hang
finish.
on.
Now, their argument is that you have no expectation of privacy while in public. Same
I'm
thing
not
as
in public
let
in
me
my
finish.
vehicle.
Let me
I'm in
finish.
my
Let me
house.
finish what I'm telling you.
You've already
they
said that.
However,
they have no argument. They don't have no argument there. Period.
But
however,
they have no
you at
argument
the
of
same
that.
time,
I
at the
step out
same
of my
time,
vehicle, then
you have
I
the
am in
right to
public.
be secure in your person. So when you have a stalemate, when you have two rights that conflict, that nulls any of their action. Period.
No.
It's the same thing like a bank.
There's no conflict.
When you walk in a bank, are you being recorded?
Probably.
Yes.
Always.
And you're not going to
Yes.
stop it. You're not going to stop it. You can't. It's going to happen.
I'm not in my house in the bank.
But you do
While
have the
I'm
right.
sitting in my-
You do have the right to sue, and that's what people need to start doing. But
Yeah.
it's a lot deeper than that when you realize what they've collected and what they've done already with what they collected. If you look the other night,
Well, again,
in my recent history, I got
they've
pulled over
collected,
twice in the
once
same
you
night.
get lawsuit going,
Within 30
once you get
minutes of one
lawsuit
another.
going, you can have every bit of their data erased, because that
Yeah,
data
but-
is
Yeah, they
produced
told me
illegally.
when I got
I
locked
don't
out
know
of my.
about that.
They told me when I got locked out of my. Right now, if I look it up on Google, tell me if my account on Google gets hacked into, and someone's taking the funds from my YouTube channel, right? And I have no access to it because that's my intellectual property. Does Google have to remove it? And you're going to find that publicly, Google's disclaimer is that when a 12-month calendar period has lapsed, that you did not have access to your material, if you send them a certified cease and desist letter, they will not only will they remove your content from their servers, they have to legally offer you a remedy to reacquire that material. Okay? Now, my YouTube channel, hbettag@gmail.com, the associated YouTube channel, the associated every Google service. Well, I lost access to it 6 years ago. Where's the money going from it every month? I don't have access to it. How do I turn it off? Now, I know what you can tell me, what AI tells you. I know what you can read about. I'm just saying that in the actual real world, what should be and what is, these people are using that information for the. I got pulled over twice the other night.
You're trying to compare apples and oranges. Google is a public square.
Who do you think
Anything
owns
and
all of the
everything-
data? Who do you think owns all of the data?
Again, Google is a public square. And when you get a Google account, you are part of the public square. The same as Facebook, the same as MySpace was, the same as any social media, YouTube, it's all public square.
To a
Now,
degree.
when I'm traveling down the road in my vehicle, which is an extension of my home,
Scrappy, look,
a whole different story.
you've said that like 10 times. And just to be honest with you, that might be the law. But if no one stands up for that, they're just going to continue to do it. And if it's, look, I've been in this position before. If it's just you, no one's coming to save that at the courthouse to make sure that they remove all those things and it gets, it's just wiped away.
Go ahead and file Freedom of Information Act request with the Blount County Sheriff's Department. You can use AI to write your request for you. You're only going to be out the cost of sending it certified mail, okay? And find out what all they've already
What I'm going to do is
collected.
I'm going to have some big FU stickers made that you can see out but you can't see in.
Right.
On my windows of my vehicle, all the way around my vehicle, the big middle finger up to them.
When you get your results back, sue them. When you get your results back from your Freedom of Information Act request, sue them for that data that they collected already. And you can do it because although the county has a legal right to access that data, what you're going to find is that it is a private corporation
Right,
that is
right, right.
maintaining
That is
and
maintaining
warehousing that data.
Yeah.
And they are
So-
although
they are
law
not.
enforcement, a municipality, if you're suing the sheriff's department, they've got, you can't do it. But because that's a private corporation, they are subject to all civil law.
But you can't do it if they don't have a warrant stating that they have that data. So if they don't have a warrant stating that they have legal right to that data, then you can sue them because they have illegal data on their that they've established without a warrant. The same as they come in your house and starts taking pictures of what you have and what you own in your property.
Yeah.
They can't do that. And I think I believe that the whole drone issue is also this space in my property does not stop at the ground level.
Hey,
my space in my property goes straight up to
it
the
goes
heavens.
straight up and straight down, and that is something too, because just like
And so
when
they show up on my property, I got a 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. I guarantee you I can blow it right straight out of the sky, and the FFA don't like it.
we used to when we used to use the free-to-air receivers to.
I'm telling you, I ain't got a problem with it.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying if you shoot a drone out of the sky that belongs to the sheriff's department,
Hey, I shot at one.
It's probably an assault charge or some sort of reckless gun charge, or I can only imagine.
I live in the county. I can fire a gunshot off.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you shoot what they call, just for an example, like if you shot the police dog, what the hell do you think the drone's going to be? You know,
and it's not going to be the county sheriff that responds. I'll give you that clue right now.
It'll be all kinds
of true story. And I
we'll
don't
make
care
it
to
quick
say this.
because we're moving on.
As a felon, I shouldn't have guns allegedly. So I'm paranoid. So the one night, and my mother's here, she was a witness to this. But anyway, I had a Hellwind Arms 9mm, and I was paranoid. And I said, "David, I can't even walk down the road without shit following me." And you're crazy. You need to just quit drinking, quit getting high, quit doing everything. It's all in your head. I said, okay, if it's all in my head, then when I walk out this door and I shoot that thing, that imaginary thing that's flying above me, nothing's going to happen because it's all in my head, right? I walk out the back door. I take the Hellwind Arms 9mm. I fire 3 shots up in the air directly at some flashing fucking light that was 10 to 15 yards above my house trailer. All of a sudden, not even 5 seconds later, I hear choo, 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 choo. And I'm like, oh my God, a fucking helicopter. Now that's just too coincidental, I thought. But then this helicopter flies over my trailer. It turns on a spotlight when it gets just by the property. It flies in a circle around my property, not my neighbors, not my other neighbors, my property, and then flies off the same direction. Now, I don't know, strange coincidence. But and then my network activity starts going ape shit for the whole rest of the night. These people are in deep, and that's what people don't get. The only way that you're going to attack them is the same way they attack you. Attack their dollars. They use them against us all the time. You can go after their money. They'll pay you to just shut up. But if enough people do it, they can't pay us all. They won't pay us all.
No, we shut them down.
I mean, there's already, and all you got to do is sue them for being in possession of that data. I mean, there's plenty of people that are already doing it.
Okay, let's move on from the flock cameras.
Okay.
That flocking sucked. You know that? Trying to get you two to one should talk, and then when you see one lip,
get the flock out of here.
You get the flock out of here, yeah.
Don't flock my Tennessee.
You don't flock my Tennessee. But we're gonna have that lady Heather. She's gonna come on. She's done a shit ton of research. She's probably gonna be super technical. Everything that you guys said, but just maybe sound a little bit more professional and put together. Yeah, not quite so.
We got hillbillies out here talking,
there is no scenario we can't talk about where Heath's not been involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I gave it one more thing on the flock thing. One more thing on the flock thing.
Flock, no.
Every one of you right now that either see this, hear this at a later date, get on Google Earth. You notice you can see your house on Google Earth, right?
Yes.
Well, you can't see mine. Explain that one. Every address that I've lived in the last 30 years is censored by Google. It's a blurry box. The entire property is a blurry box.
You got a blue roof?
No.
Okay.
But they blur out every address that I live at for some reason. I'm being serious. I don't know. I honest to God do not know.
Maybe it's blurred out for you.
It scares me because like it's like you get on Google.
Everybody else can see it, but you can't.
No, nobody can. I tried using other people. I get people, I post it. It's all over the internet. My address is easy to find. I mean, but you can't see nothing. It just shows a blurry box in the middle of a hill.
Well, you may be in that one of them dead spots out there in the holler.
I think it's
probably Happy Valley. You can't see crap from Happy Valley either.
I don't think they like the
Happy Valley address. It's a dead zone.
See?
I don't think they like the 3%.
Dead zone.
You know what? You guys are going to make me a good host. You know that? Because trying to control the topic.
We're supposed to be talking about COVID. What happened to you?
No, yeah, because you had one more flocking camera story. You know what I mean? So.
Well, that's flocked up.
That's flocked up, yeah. All right. We're going to go into the COVID conversation.
Flocking crazy.
That's flocking crazy because everything. I think. He flocking pleaded the fifth 111 times, didn't he?
He flocking did. Hey,
400.
I love that senator. I love that one senator.
Oh, they're all making
flocking out of your mind. I think he's full of flock.
Why can't we find all them flock cameras? We can't find Mitch McConnell.
That's. You got
Where's he at?
Oh
my gosh. So anyway, everybody knows what's been going on with the whole Fauci thing. Regardless of who you think started, was involved financially, this, that, and the other, what we do know is that there was some sort of, I'm going to say it, Scrappy's going to yell at me. According to reports, there was some kind of virus out there that they called COVID-19.
No such thing.
Yeah, no, see, I told you.
Are we talking about the COVID ShamWow or whatever?
Yeah. So it's let me do this real quick. Let me share this real quick. If anybody did I do it right? Hang on. Anyway, yes, the COVID thing. The very much the COVID thing. So let me move this.
You read books? You read books?
From time to time. I'm not a big book guy.
Are you familiar with the author John Saul?
No, probably not.
Well, this is just one of many that have been written, but he had a book that come out. I'm wanting to, and I know that there was a thing from either NATO or the United Nations from back in '53, but John Saul's a little more recent. He did a novel in, I don't know, 78 or 79. Told all about the whole COVID fucking scamdemic.
Yes.
I mean, they have, it's not new.
It's not new. That's right. So here's I think I got this. I stole it from Catherine Lynn. I stole it from her. Certificate of Achievement awarded to the unvaccinated for surviving the greatest psychological fear campaign in human history. And I absolutely 110% believe that's exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did this op-ed. I'll probably post it in a few days. But anyway, it says, it goes on to talk about, I wanted to know if the COVID was real, and they keep trying to tell me it's a SARS-CoV-2 virus.
Okay. If it were real, let's pretend it were real, then the study of it would have to involve an isolation. You have to, whenever you have a contaminating agent of any kind, you have to isolate it from all other substances. Without a conclusive isolation, There's nothing, it's like water. How do you know you got water? You have to see what its makeup is. You have to isolate that to be able to discover what you even have. So there has to, when you're using your scientific method, one of the first things that any virologist, scientist, meth cook, anybody that's doing any kind of real science, you have to be able to establish what. And the way that you establish the what is through an isolation. I got a brand new microscope sitting here beneath me right now. Okay, where can I get some of this COVID? Show me this COVID. Since if it's real, show me it.
We've got microscopes that can
show me the COVID
down to the atomic level.
Show me,
and they still have not got a picture of a single virus.
I would agree.
Virus out there.
And you can't even
of it. Period, because there are no such thing as viruses.
And the people that have taken a test and got a false
that the medical
positive,
industry and big pharma has come up with.
We're talking COVID.
The people that took the test and got a so-called positive, they could have taken and used a microscope at their house and compared the result, and they would find that not only am I saying that nobody had COVID, you can't even show me anybody that can even point to anyone that can prove beyond doubt the existence of a foreign substance.
Who invented it, who conveniently died not soon after he made this statement.
Very true.
Said that test could be manipulated if it has been increased so many decibels or so many degrees up that it could be completely false. That there was no way that they could find anything. They could find anything that they want to look for if they increased it, and they did. And they went way beyond what the level was that he said was accurate.
If something exists, it can be discovered.
Right, I agree.
If it can't be discovered,
well, that's basic. That's biology 101 right there.
Okay, if it can't be discovered, then you can't prove its existence.
Right. So
what is the reason why I can't prepare a slide and discover COVID?
Okay, so to be honest with you,
why can't I?
Can you do that with flu?
Nope.
I mean,
can
I give you a slide of something so that you can physically look at it in your microscope?
Now I will tell you, when you look at influenza, although my background is mainly in bacterium and fungi, funguses, but anyway, you can look at the effect. That is a noticeable. If I take some of my spit while I've got the flu and I look at it under a microscope, okay, I can see the reaction of the white blood cells, how they're responding to it.
But Heath,
they're responding to a bacteria,
hang on. The normal person is not going to take their spit or a piece of their blood, stick it in the microscope.
Why are they going to trust what the health department told them for a donut?
Those are all good points right there, or pizzas, or whatever they offered them. You're absolutely correct. Why they would believe something like that, you know what I mean? And
but what we can study is the effect that I talked about.
Yeah,
now,
but the they did a study of people with influenza. They took 30 people with influenza, put them in a room together, kept them together for a month. One person had influenza. They could not get anybody to catch it. They was taking snot out of one person's nose that had so-called influenza, sticking it in the noses of the other 29 people. Still could not get those other 29 people to catch this so-called influenza
and like Shirley points out,
it is
everybody that got it died in the hospital.
And all of it basically falls down to an EMF frequency.
Hang on. Whoever, quit PMing me, man. You're messing me up.
And another thing on that whole topic, What I can tell you though is right now, you know why all of the Indian farmers are committing suicide? Because they can't make any money. Because why? Because Bayer and Monsanto own Pioneer Seed. And what does that have to do with COVID? It's real simple. Okay? A genetically modified organism is not natural. So who owns the rights to a genetically modified organism? The person who developed the organism, developed the organism. So right now, if somebody that's had a COVID vaccine, if Uncle Sam knocks on their door and said, "I need that vessel, I need that body, I'm taking you and I'm putting you in a hospital, we need it," you have no legal grounds to refuse because
So I hear what you're saying, Heath, but man, that's
they would never do that. They would never do that.
In other countries, they pulled that stunt right there, what you're talking about. But
why have they removed, just like the Tuskegee Airmen? You notice how they're removing all that material out of all your textbooks and everything. You know why?
Yeah, but let's keep us to COVID. I'm not worried about the Tuskegee Airmen
because it's
in the history.
The same thing. They remove any proof of what they did.
No,
and it's real simple. When you got
exactly
the COVID,
true.
They used the COVID as an excuse so the idiots would take a vaccine.
So
that vaccine allowed their genetics to be modified remotely.
Let's look at it like this. You know how they talk about COVID was in the Wuhan and mad at China, right?
And everybody dropped dead in the supermarket aisles and shit, and then it got here, and everybody died at the hospital.
But if China pulled that stunt like that, that's an act of war, right?
China didn't do it.
Now, just hang on. But since that thing was created in North Carolina, with Peter
Hill,
with Peter Daszak and all of that, and the NIH, so when Obama dropped that whatever that order was, or he relaxed the rules on it to do gain of function research, they took that stuff or they already had it there or whatever. So
they're still doing gain of function in Chapel Hill.
I agree, but if we're as Americans pointing the finger at China, wouldn't they be pointing the finger at us, saying that we created, that our country is actually who created this gain of function bullshit? Brought it to their lab, and so that
the NIH during that time at Chapel Hill.
Yeah, and Peter EcoHealth Labs, EcoHealth Systems.
Well, when we go over, when we want to do something, it's just like when we want to test on people. Who do we test on?
Oh, everybody but us.
Well, you notice how for the longest, you've lived in Bunk County for a few years, right? 20, 30 years at least. Yeah. Well, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why do you think the hood over in Alcoa was always called the hood? Let's be honest. Let's be real. Because I'll be honest with you. 93% of those houses, you're going to get cancer and die. There's nothing they can do. They can bulldoze the house down. You're still going to get cancer and die. You know why? Because of the proximity to Alcoa Aluminum Company. Whenever I refine Alcoa, what happens when you refine aluminum?
Hey, we're talking COVID.
But he brought up Halls Oldfield.
I know.
You test on the people that are not going to resist.
In the 30s was built for whites. It was a white neighborhood.
Oh my God.
In the 40s,
the whole point of me telling you is you test on the people that are not going to resist.
Employees in
That's why the title of the show is. It says, hang on. It says flock cameras. Hang on. It says flock cameras and COVID with Scrappydog and Heath and whatever rabbit hole we go down.
But I mean, it's.
You shut the flock up.
Let's not to mention all the money. Let's not to mention all of the money.
I had a very good friend of mine who survived lung cancer, and COVID come up, and because he had gone through lung cancer, he got a virus or a flu, so called, what they said. They took him to the hospital. He come up with pneumonia. They pumped him full of remdesivir, put him in a coma, put him on a ventilator and murdered him in that hospital, Bluntmore Hospital.
So
he was one of the first ones to die in Blount County over this garbage COVID crap. And I've been adamant telling people you're stupid. It don't exist. It's a way for the hospital. Bluntmore Hospital was so far deep in debt, had so much garbage and so much money stolen and wasted in that corporation.
And look at
on that in a heartbeat to make
like
that
we were talking about
$50,000 per person that they can murder
and like we talked
in that
about
hospital
before the
to
show
bring it
started.
out of damn debt so they could sell it to friggin' Prisma.
Look at what we were talking about before the show started. Now, but go ahead and back check me on this. 3 days after it was admitted, so-called in the United States, and we were all issued a fucking stay-at-home order, President Trump goes on TV with T-Mobile and says, well, y'all stay at home, worry about getting better. We got to lead the world with the technology innovation. And all your schools, the same week, got 5G antenna arrays that were capable of 5.8 gigahertz and higher. Why do you think that is exactly? And it coincidentally the very same week that you all told to stay home. And then what happened the next week? The next week is when they stopped you from going to your fucking, you couldn't even go to McDonald's. And they removed all your trash cans outside. Now you don't even get to go out. You can't even go into McDonald's and order your food. Another strange coincidence? Well, how about the fact that all of your fast food restaurants, which were allowed to remain open, 70% of them went to AI to handle their ordering process. Meaning you pull up through the drive-through and they route that order to a foreign country. And how do they route it exactly? What bandwidth of frequency are we talking about? Follow them frequencies. And you notice that the people that have had the vaccine, that's why they've taken and done tests where they've taken someone that was vaccinated and they put them in a fucking sealed room that's acoustically sealed. No waves can penetrate them or nothing. The only thing in the room was the person and a meter that could detect the presence of certain bandwidths of frequency. And coincidentally, the vaccinated people are still giving off a fucking signature.
I don't doubt it. So it says, listen, the financial architect of the compliance, right? What you guys were talking about. It says municipal government, school boards, and hospital systems across the nation adopted a uniform policy simultaneously. One must follow the allocation of federal capital, meaning that the reason they continued to get federal funding was because they were following the compliances that the money had tied to it. So, for example, if you got federal funding, in order to receive the federal funding, whether you're a hospital or whatever it was, then whatever the rules were for receiving the money, you had to follow those. So if they meant for you to wear a mask or take the so-called vaccine to whatever was going on, or social distance, or all these, whatever the case it was, take the swab, get tested before you come in. Those were all orders for financial compliance, not because that they could tell you whether this thing was real, whether it was not real. I'm not trying to argue whether COVID was real or whether it was not. What I'm trying to argue in this whole thing was the fact was they used this COVID as a fear propaganda to get themselves involved in local and state edicts, because we were talking before the show started.
They've been involved in those edicts a lot longer than that.
I get it, but we're not talking about
age up to 21.
What's that?
How do you think that they got the drinking age from 18 to 21?
I don't know.
The federal government said you'll raise that drinking age or we will remove funding for your highways.
Okay, so when it comes to COVID, though, they did those things, and that's why all these corporations, hospitals, and everybody else followed whatever the rule was, because they shut the fucking economy down. They basically shut the world down. They told you to shelter in place at home, kept you from your families, while these corporate and conglomerates still made money, right, all by following the rules that were put down in place.
And now there's none of our business has
Home
come back.
Depot,
None of the mom and pops, not the same
And you know,
way.
Walmart, how is it that I couldn't go to church and I couldn't go to my local restaurant and I couldn't go to my
but
normal...
you could walk into Walmart
but I could go to Walmart.
all day long.
Or Lowe's.
And it's the same thing they did during Hurricane Katrina. Walmart was the only one allowed to stay open.
Were open, wide open, and I never wore a mask in any of them.
I didn't either.
So it talks about the administrative edicts versus empirical science, right? Remember? Trust the science. Remember all that? It said, throughout the crisis, the public was instructed to adhere strictly to the science. Yet subsequent congressional testimony and public records have demonstrated that key elements of regulatory framework lacked rigorous empirical grounding. In formal testimony before the U.S. House Select Subcommittee on Coronavirus Pandemic, former public health officials, and they're talking about Fauci, acknowledged that core guidelines such as mandatory 6-foot social distancing rule that dictated classroom closures and commercial capacity limits were not derived from controlled clinical trials. Furthermore, official guidance regarding universal cloth masking and dismissal of natural immunity ran counter to foundational epidemiological principles. So they just made these things up, and when they all agreed about it in a committee,
what they were following was in Satanism, in satanic rituals.
Pharmakia.
Well, in satanic rituals, you stand 6 feet away from each other and you wear a mask.
That's probably true, man.
It is.
That is true.
It is.
That is a very fact. Believe me,
it is.
I was there. I was in it when I was in my teenage years. That was my big thing was Satanism.
Well,
and that is part of the satanic ritual is you stand 6 feet apart and you have a mask on. Everything is covered.
A lot of COVID too was a fact that they were COVID in a lot of ways was the mask, and it helped to cement that mentality when you agreed and willfully wore the mask. And what were they exactly were they masking? They were masking a coronary event, a coronation. When do you have a coronation? And that's when you intend on electing or crowning a new king. And unfortunately, the spiritual aspect of it is that dark entity presence they were basically announcing to the world the builder's work is close enough to being complete that here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put the crown on the new king, and and that's what we're going to follow now. Well, and it's already out. And now all of a sudden,
down the churches because they didn't want the churches. They did not want.
Look at when your
Holy
coins.
Spirit to
look
be
at when your quarters are
involved
back
in
on God. What year did your quarter turn away from God?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, look at it. He used to face towards "In God We Trust." Now he faces away from it.
I don't know because I want to stick to COVID.
That's the same time. It happened at the same time.
But people don't notice those things, though, Heath. What they notice is the economic impact. They notice that the
only ones that need or use money. They
stuck them in their homes and they turned on mainstream media and they watched the county numbers.
And what did
they got lied to because of Barack Obama went and repealed the
Smith-Mundt Act. Yes.
So where you could not propagandize the American public, but the news that he allowed it. He allowed, and the CIA has been involved in our media since the 40s.
Well, of course, that's Jesuit owned.
And so it was like
your Knights of Malta and your Maltese.
Let's screw the people's minds up and feed them these lies and BS, and they're going to fall for it because 97% of the population are idiots.
Yeah,
and it wasn't just us.
I'd say it's closer to 99%. I'd say it's closer to 99%.
So it said the human and economic toll. Listen to this: The social consequences of the blanket administrative policies were asymmetrical and severe. While major multinational corporations remained operational, independent small businesses were forced to cease operations under executive mandate. The impact on youth was particularly profound. Public school systems maintained prolonged closures long after international data demonstrated that healthy children faced statistically minimal risk of severe illness. The resulting fallout was documented historical declines in academic proficiency, widespread youth mental health challenges, and critical development delays. Represents a multi-generational cost created by the administrative decree, and we ain't felt the impacts of that yet. That shit's another 15 years down the road when they're in their late 30s and 40s.
Yeah, and a corporation, just like a corpse is dead. A corporation is a dead legal entity.
Not according to the United States Supreme Court, it is actually a living being and has the same.
Well, look up the etymology of the word corpse and see where it comes from.
No, it's exactly where it comes from. That's why going to court, what do you call it? Corpus electi.
Yeah, and see, as a living being, as a living sentient being, a sui generis, undefinable, whatever it is that we are, the only way that the dead can interact with us is by our own free will. You have to give up that free will for them to inhabit your vessel, for them to inhabit space in the mind, for them to inhabit your life. It's just like money. Everybody talks about money. Well, the only motherfuckers that need or use money are the ones that ain't got none.
That's true.
And when and as long as you're working for money, you'll never have none. That's just numbers on a screen. It don't matter.
Well, it's not even real.
So
them IOU is dead. You're working for debt.
Constitutional governance and judicial intervention. It says the political implications of 2020 were equally far-reaching. That includes Trump. He was a part of that.
Oh, yeah.
Under the justification of emergency management, executive branch officials in numerous states unilaterally altered voting procedures and electoral mechanisms, bypassing the explicit constitutional authority granted solely to state legislators under Article 1, Section 4. Following the 2020 election cycle, federal regulatory expansion escalated further. The executive branch sought to utilize OSHA regulations to compel corporate entities to enforce mandatory medical interventions on private sectors employees alongside broad mandates targeting federal contractors and military personnel. These actions were eventually halted or struck down by federal courts, which is not true, which affirmed the emergency declarations and did not suspend constitutional boundaries or statutory limits on agency power. We all agree the same that this bullshit was just for fear. And you think it was a test to see how the people would react?
Well,
that
they've already got that CRISPR into people.
Yep.
What happens when the vaccinated person sleeps with a person that's not vaccinated?
When they started talking this garbage about the mask mandate, when they started talking about this garbage about all this crap, I'm like, that violates OSHA. Every bit of it, everything that they stated violated OSHA acts.
What
OSHA
is the long-term effect of a vaccinated person?
And I am legally bound by this card for 30 years.
What happens when a vaccinated person has a child with an unvaccinated person?
I don't know. All that we're going to find out. All that stuff. I mean, we'll see that come down the pipeline.
They predicted.
Hang on.
At the time.
Hang on.
What was it?
Without telling where the hell I work, Scrappy, I have to do OSHA training every damn year too, and none of that shit that OSHA was pushing, and it was OSHA.
It was OSHA pushing that garbage.
They were pushing the garbage that they were requiring people to do that went against the fucking training that I had to have.
Training, yes, right. Every bit of it.
Every bit of it.
Every damn bit of it. And me being as a what is it? I can't think of what the name is. The person on the job site that has the knowledge of it.
The safety
I'm responsible. I'm responsible. Being a 30-year member of OSHA that took the 30-year class, I'm the guy that if there's a violation, I'm responsible. I'm held responsible for that violation because I didn't tell that person don't do that.
So
and
I'm
somebody
gonna
gets
have to
hurt,
get.
they come to my ass and hold me responsible as well as the owner of the company.
We're gonna have to get you and Matt Snow together in a room and talk occupational safety hazard.
Oh, I'm telling you what,
Because
I've
he got
seen
a
some
degree in
stuff.
his too. So
I'm telling you, I spent
Anyway.
16 hours in class to get that damn card,
we do it every
and then
day.
got informed and was like, oh, didn't realize what I was signing up for. And even though I no longer work commercial, I'm still responsible on any job site that I'm on.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, yes.
No, I don't believe you.
Still responsible. If
I-
OSHA
so
shows up, I got to show them that card.
Me and Heath are going to show up, and we're going to see how safety you are on the job site. You know, like
I can see it have me up on a roof with a hard hat, long sleeves, a harness, and it's like,
The harness.
Scrappy,
Yes,
I don't
the
need
harness.
a harness to replace the roof on your shed, dude. Come on.
Yes, you do. If you climb up 4-foot ladder, you better have a harness and tied off on something.
Oh no. They would make you do that if they could. Push
They would.
it
They would.
Oh, they would. They would. They would. By God, you better have.
I hate it when
tied
them guys
off
come
on
around,
4
man.
foot off the ground.
Okay, so we're going to end the show here in just a minute, but I love the interaction that we do. We just got to figure out how to let one person talk while the other one listens, and because
you need to have a button.
No, I got a button, but I ain't doing that.
He can mute. Oh,
I can't. I'm not doing that.
And then unmute.
That's
you hit your 3-minute timer.
You hit your That's it. I'm going to make a 3-minute
If
timer.
I knew I was going to get cut off this much, I would have went to the damn commission meeting.
First of all, I want you to state your name and what damn district you're from before you talk.
Greenback's got
I
districts.
refuse to answer that question on grounds it may incriminate me.
Does Greenback have districts too?
Yeah, I believe they do. I think they all got districts.
Yep.
So anyway, let's go through. Looks like we've had. Let's talk about the chat for a second on Facebook. We had CJ, Simmerly, Crystal Dawn was in there for a little while. Catherine was, Shirley, Rupert. You guys know her from Facebook, all that good stuff.
Shirley, I know Shirley personally.
Oh, sweet. Shannon was in there. Kirkland. They're all talking about nobody's got drones at their house or cameras pointing at them. James Richards is in there. James, you out of the hospital yet, buddy? I know he wanted to come to the thing the other day and he was not feeling well. And I believe he said he might be at the hospital. So, oops.
We have to do it. We'll have to do it again. I want to live stream it.
Shayna,
hey, I'll be a moderator.
I reclaim my time.
You reclaim your time. That's funny as hell.
That's Kim. She posted that in Rumble.
Oh yeah, Kim. Yes, there we go, Kim. I reclaim my time. So Kim's been on there. Ed's been on there.
Reclaim my time.
Okay. Just trying to give shout out to everybody. Again, this show is not the same as Blount County Breakdown. It's kind of like an acquired taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you gotta be obnoxious and open-minded and extremely loud.
Extremely loud. But I imagine over time we'll finally figure it out. Because see, I really try to stick to a topic, and then like I said, every time I get with you two, you guys take it down. Yeah. We were talking about it the other night.
It goes
just like right now. Who's talking right now, Scrappy?
I reclaim my time.
He's got 3 minutes.
He's trying to filibuster. I reclaim my time.
I plead the fifth.
Well, I think it's important though that it might seem overwhelming and it's chaotic or whatever, but the people that know, they know. You know? I mean, and there is like we're attacked on every facet of whether we could argue about money, we could argue about politics, we could argue about the disease, and all of us at the same time. That I can't talk because Scrappy's talking, can't talk because you're talking. The people at home, we're all feeling the exact same pressures. I mean, I mean, so at least, I mean, I would rather get on here and spend an hour arguing or waiting to argue with you over something that I didn't get to say because Scrappy talked. at least that's a movement forward.
True. And I would say that each one of us probably represents some demographic. You know what I mean? Heath and his Scrappy and his and mine, because my compassion about it goes this directions. Scrappy's is this, and then Heath is yours. And if we can find a way to keep it like you said in 3 minutes, everybody's got their part. Everybody's sort of that's listening can all go. I can kind of relate to what he's saying.
And the book stuff. Look, I've got like 7,000 videos out right now.
Huh.
I mean, I could, you want me to spend 5 hours tonight and do a presentation on the fucking virology of COVID? I mean, I can do that. But the average everyday person, why do you think they get lawyers and attorneys when they get into shit? Because they don't want to hear them big words. They don't want to try to relearn everything. They don't want to figure it out. They want what everybody wants. How's that affecting the bottom line? How's that making or breaking my day, my evening tonight with my kids? How's that affecting my ability to put gas in my car tomorrow? That's, and it's, so we're all moving the right direction. I mean, people don't watch a lot of struggle. I post. The reason I said about the videos is I've noticed it when I put a 2-hour video up, it doesn't matter the topic. It doesn't matter. People don't watch it.
No,
they watch 12 minutes of it. And then they send me a text. Hey, I'm going to get back to this when I got more time. But if I get on TikTok and I say, fuck Donald Trump, he's a pedophile, and I'll have 1 million people that'll watch it. And half of them will watch it for no other reason than to tell me how full of shit I am. If I put a 2-hour video displaying what I'm saying, nobody watches it.
That's
Followers or the ones against it.
That's why we make the reels, because they watch the 3-minute reels.
Yeah.
Well, has people's sense of concentration is so dumbed down, and
their attention span's tied up with.
Yeah, their attention span is, okay, I'm going to check this out. Well, I got to get back to work. I got this going on. I got to get that. I got the kids over here. I got to do this. I got to get supper on. Their life is so busy and so tied up with other things that's going on just in regular life that they can't stop to sit down and relax. And when they start learning to relax, then they'll start figuring stuff out, seeing stuff.
It's all designed that way too.
When they can see and actually listen to something and not put it on as background noise.
You used to be able to live a lot longer. If you lived a lot longer, you'd have a lot more time to come to these conclusions. But now your time is so short, it's entirely scripted. I mean, if you take away a person's time, well, you got to work 8 hours today, then you got a 2-hour commute to get home, you got an hour to spend time with the kids, and by then you got an hour to spend time with the old lady, but now you got to go to bed, so you can't look into any of this shit.
So you get up to take that 2-hour commute back to work the next day.
And it's
while you're doing that, you listen to Resolute Exposure, and you get caught up to date on everything that's going on.
Put
you put on the radio. You either put on music, or you put on news. I know.
Some days I listen to the radio, but mostly I listen to podcasts.
I listen to podcasts all day long, and people and I've got my neighbors to start. They hear me in the house because I've got a speaker that I put because the phone I tie it to a Bluetooth speaker. So I'm doing my stuff around the house while I'm listening to my podcast. So I got the neighbors. She's starting to listen to podcasts too.
Shannon Kirkland's in chat talking about
read it.
Marsha. She says Marsha Blackburn supports vaccine mandates that allow for medical and religious exemptions. Some Tennesseans were terminated because their employers denied their religious exemptions. They do that all the time. It's just like pot. Okay? Right now, legally, I should have a constitutionally protected right to smoke pot. What if pot is part of my religious materials? What if I'm Rastafarian? Then wouldn't cannabis constitute a religious item? It's no different than when I go to prison. When I go to prison, if I want a Bible, you have to give me one. If I'm a Muslim, you have to let me have a prayer rug. You even have to change the entire fucking menu in the dining hall to accommodate my Islamic beliefs. It's the same thing when you're at home.
Moved to New Mexico, joined the Navajo Nation.
Yeah. You smoke peyote?
You can smoke peyote all day long.
Marijuana, I can smoke pot too if we were basing it on the Constitution. I have a constitutional right to smoke pot.
Like Ed said, the rabbit hole has no bottom.
It has no bottom.
It just leads to another one.
Or bounces over to something.
Like I said, I don't call it a rabbit hole. It's spider web.
Okay.
It's spider web.
Yeah.
You grab one strand of spider web, you pull it, and you grab it. You're attached to 1,000 more.
Yeah, but we found enough common ground to be able to share a piece of time or whatever with each other. So we're three different people.
Yeah.
That puts us ahead of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I'll say this. I said it the other night at the pool hall. I said that we get all of us that come on the show, get on here in public. I post it on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. It's live, or you can go back and watch it again later, right? And we all say we're more transparent than any of the government officials. They won't even come on this show because they're afraid that we're going to do something or ask something that they don't want to get caught up in. But
so if we call Marcia Blackburn, she won't come on?
Hang on, Heath. But we're on the show saying things.
Marcia who?
We're on the show saying things that most people wish they had the courage to do.
Wait a minute. I haven't even tried. You're saying if I call Marcia Blackburn tomorrow, are you saying I'm not going to be able to get a hold of her?
No.
Or if I do get a hold of her, that she won't come on the show?
No. She's already said no.
Leave a message. I'll get back with you later.
Fritz came on the show, but Rose did not. Marcia Blackburn did not.
Did you get a response?
I got
a scripted response, but
probably scripted. Yes.
But yeah, you got one of her flunkies. Sent you an email.
Yeah.
Well, her AI system.
And why when we're at the polls,
won't even put a response back.
When we go to the polls, why does the average American? You notice that in all of the elections that matter, why do you always vote for one of the chosen that they've presented to you? Like Snow, for instance, I'd get behind the dude for the simple fact he don't seem like a politician. And I know that's just a local election, but let's carry it, a step further. In presidential election, we always vote for who they offer us.
I'm gonna piss Brian off right now because I didn't vote for Trump.
I don't care.
I voted for one of the 1,000 or 1,500 others that were also on the damn ticket that did get no damn news media because I knew what it was. I've known that. I've known that for a long time. That who they bring to us, they're chosen. We don't elect government officials.
We select.
We get what they select.
That's right.
That's
so
what we get.
We'll have to talk elections because when Trump won this last time, I said the same thing that I said about when they said Biden won. He didn't win a true, real election because now he won truly if they did a real, I don't know, whatever real would be election, he would have probably won it even bigger than what they showed on TV.
Well, why don't you ever see a regular guy up there?
What do you mean?
Have you in your lifetime ever seen?
Well,
I told you a story earlier about my buddy Wayne Bailey running for governor.
No, man, you don't see the regular guy.
He was a regular dude, and he just went to the convenience stores and said, "Hey, I'll buy you a cup of coffee and a donut. Will you vote for me?" Well, you're crazy. If I see your name on a ballot, I'll vote for you just because. Well, I'm really going to be there. And he really did it. He got like 27,000 votes. That being said, you could run for president. I could run for governor. I mean,
well, anybody can.
And people don't ever do it though.
No, because
they don't.
The reason is that it's you see it now. If Monty Fritz wins, then by God, when the next election, I'll run for damn governor. I'll tell you, because if he can do it, anybody can do it. I hope he does. I really do. I'm pushing for him. I'm out there campaigning for him. I'm bringing in signs. I'm setting up road signs and everything for him
You got to be shitting me. I told him the other day, Heath, he was stealing signs and putting them in somebody else's yard for Monty Fritz.
Did you see? There was somebody. Did y'all see where that what was it? The mayor of was it Claiborne County?
No.
And he passed away unexpectedly, and they've just had their election or whatever.
And they elected him back.
And people been going and stealing the election signs because he just passed away, and they've I guess they'll send you to prison. You get caught stealing one of them, which that is in poor taste.
Well, we can't. We know. There's one candidate that we can't speak about, a certain candidate that we can't talk about because we'll have a certain on our ass.
I don't know about that. So I don't like Crisp. I don't like Barong. It's been no fucking secret. So I'm not voting for him. I go on record. So I ain't even voting for Henderson either. I'm writing.
I'm writing in. I told you what I'm doing. I told you exactly what I'm doing.
Have you ever looked at the Blount County coffer? You know what a coffer is? That's your comprehensive annual fiscal report. Yeah. And because Tennessee is a sunshine state, they have to disclose within the coffer everything. You notice, just for some background, you notice how whenever you go to court, let's say the case is dismissed, you notice how they always say charges taxed to the state?
That's what the coffer's for.
There is always a charge.
Yeah.
So when you look at the coffer, let's say some cop paid some snitch. Some snitch got pulled over for DUI, and the snitch agreed to snitch on somebody, right? There was a dollar amount assigned to that case. And for that reason, all of it is in the coffer. So when I get on here, like if I talk about, I don't know, like Blount County Jail spending $1,200+ a month on chocolate milk, and there's no inmates that are allowed to have milk in the jail. Where do I get that information from? It's in the coffer.
Yeah.
And nobody.
I never had chocolate milk.
Go look up Chicken Man next time you're looking in the coffer. And we're going to have to get some new hats. Got meth? Got meth?
Okay, let's do this. Let's end the show real quick because it's been good. It really has been, especially the end part when everybody finally. I don't know. Maybe COVID just got you guys excited. I don't know.
We're scared.
We're scared. So let's see. Shannon said that not everyone knew how to write in a religious exemption. She was talking about how people lost their jobs because they didn't understand it. Just to follow up with what she said. James is talking about he's got his vote for Monty. He agrees with Scrappydog, which I'm voting for Monty. He was on my show. But Shirley brings up that the Blount County powers that have warned everyone to stay away from us, because when we talk about the transparency, there's some truth in that, okay? Yeah. And I'll just address it real quick before we leave. There are some out there that have mentioned, to stay away from the program. It's only because that we have done the right thing. I've shared a shit ton of reels of their commission meetings, and I'm going to continue to do so. We're going to try to shine light. I get more views from the reels than anybody that shows up to any one of them commission meetings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. More people are paying attention now to what the hell's going on than have been in many, many years. And it's a big part of it's because of this podcast. We went from no viewers, no followers to over 4,000 now. And in the last week and a half, it's jumped from 462 to over 4,000 followers. When they tried to come at us at our hardest, like when they brought out information about me that they thought that was going to intimidate me or scare me or something like that. And I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, I'll just go on record and say, publish all my arrest records, my fucking mug shots, whatever you get. I don't care, because the more you do that,
mine on there too.
The more you do that, that publicity that you think is bad is also good publicity for Resolute Exposure. I've talked about all the things that I've done. I've been a good citizen in my life. Did some stupid shit when in my youth. This last go around really is a different story for another conversation. But this podcast, Blount County Breakdown, caught up in the things that it's done since March with the community, has done nothing but grow 1,000 times over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if they thought that they were slowing this down, they're just making us that much more popular. So
yeah, because there's every time, it's like when you speak out against
I can give you a preview of my last.
Hang on, Scrappy.
It's just like
that's my last.
it's just like me,
Mug
for
shot
instance.
looks like.
If you look
Except I
if you
have
look into
glasses.
me, the very first thing that's going to pop up is going to be a gun charge.
Well, you don't have to go into detail, Heath.
Okay, that's the very first thing that's going to pop up. But anyone with a brain, when they look into it, they're going to say, "Wait a minute, man! Somebody's trying to paint a picture." You know, I mean, I get on here and talk shit all day long. If there's no truth to it, like you said, Monty Fritz come on there and talk about, okay, Mr. Barong, if any of my speculations with regards to the coffer and you being losing your bond, having your bond revoked for violation of oath of office, if that's not true and that's not possible, then come on and let's talk about it. I'll present my case in front of God and everybody. I don't have nothing to hide. But you notice they don't do that.
Well, they don't want to. They don't want it. They want to keep it as they've always done.
Good old boy
inside
club.
their little club, and as long as the people of the county bend over and
the truth
and say,
doesn't fear scrutiny.
Give it to me. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Or we could fall back to the old movie.
With you saying that,
squeal like a pig.
With you saying that, then we need to make sure that we're doing our best to be on either in the gray area or on the right side of things. So it doesn't matter what they try to do or say about us, because you know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a reason the commissioners
don't believe a damn thing I say.
You don't believe a damn thing I say, yeah. But there's reasons why.
It's out there. You can find it. You can see the exact everything I say is the truth. I'm not lying about anything. I'm not embellishing anything. I'm telling you exactly what the facts say and what the facts as I understand them. Go find out for yourself. If you disagree, hey, great.
I can't believe that. Everything he just said was a lie.
Yeah, the truth stands on its own merit. See, that's the thing.
True. Yep.
It doesn't require vindication, verification, confirmation.
No.
And the ones that know, they already know.
That's the biggest problem we've got in our churches today is that we've got people in the pulpit lying.
Yeah.
And we got people sitting in the pews that are agreeing with every damn lie.
I'm trying to close the show.
They don't have enough sense to get that book out and read it themselves.
I'm fixing to kick you guys out.
All right, keep me out.
Now you're trying to go down the religion rabbit hole.
I got to go pee now.
He's got to go pee.
You got that.
See, you can't get this kind of entertainment on mainstream media. I mean, what the hell is this like?
Hey, we're hillbillies,
Yes, that's true.
We're
Brothers,
hillbillies.
I appreciate all that you guys do with me on this thing. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting the good fight.
Appreciate you letting us have this time to be able to get on here and act a fool and try and educate some people.
The other thing is
like-minded.
Everybody out there that's listening in the chat, hit the like button. Hit the like button on Facebook. Hit the like button on Rumble. Hit the like button on YouTube. Just hit the like damn button. If you get an opportunity and you watch this live on Facebook, maybe later turn on YouTube and let it play for 5 minutes. You don't have to listen to it. Hit the like button. Just let it play. I'm trying to get YouTube up there where Rumble is. And if you don't have an account with Rumble, I would suggest that you try to find one, because eventually YouTube and Facebook will censor us. And, it's going to go away. And only Rumble, I believe, just me personally, will be left for us to be able to do these kinds of things. Maybe, maybe not. But until then, hit it, share the shit out of this stuff. And, hey, guys, you have a good evening. Later.
Peace out.
Right. Hit the like button. Share the stuff out of it. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate all the support. And our next little event that comes up in the future, I'm pretty sure it'll have a few more people than normal, and we're happy for it. So again, y'all have an amazing day. Don't let this stuff bring you down. I hope you found some humor in what we're doing tonight, because them two together, boy, it's rough sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to work on getting that perfect. And they're two good guests. So anyway, with that being said, Y'all have a good evening. Peace out.
My heart, pumping all day long. Get me the morning when darkness comes. My heart, ooh. It takes so long to mend. It's harder to lean on this shell of a man. You found love in the Lord, your family and your friends. Could you please pray for me that I can find the same within? My heart, pumping all day long. When the evening comes, please stay strong. Give me the morning when darkness falls. My heart, I found victory in the Father's love from the day we wed. And those vows still hold true. Nothing's gonna tear me down until the day I'm dead. My heart belongs to you. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna head on home before it gets too late. I turn it upside down and be thankful for what he gave. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna hold on tight to you when it gets rough. I'm gonna lay down all my cards and call your bluff. Because the one thing in this moonlit room I trust is the beauty of a smile and the warmth inside your touch. Oh, there's nothing like a love, nothing like a love of a woman. The way she
touch. Oh, there's nothing like love of a woman. The way she holds you tight, when you need it most. It gives you just that little bit, just to keep on living. And that's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you find out. That's when you find out what you're made of.